से लिख सकती है notes ले ले.
हाँ, you tell.
So my question is, मैं जिंदगी भर मैंने सिगरेट से, तेरे को पता है, I've been against cigarettes. But right now, throughout the day, like I was not having cigarettes today. मतलब रोज चल रहा है चार पाँच का. But आज सुबह उठ के नहीं कर रहा था, and because I was feeling fatigued, तो मुझे लगा और ड्रग्स मतलब कुछ और केमिकल्स डालने का क्या फायदा. But as soon as I had one, I felt better. So how is that possible? And that has been happening for like a lot since I went to Bangalore also. Cigarettes are making me feel better.
Okay.
Like calmer?
And
Yeah, calmer also. And today it was different. Today I was fatigued and I felt more energetic after that.
After cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
So cigarettes are actually stimulants, na? तो उसमें तो stimulant होता ही है. Okay, but I will ask the question to angels also and ask them what they think about
No,
it.
but my experience with cigarettes has been opposite since till now. Bangalore mein, I used to get tired after having it.
Oh, so acha, let's see. What's is it a brand that you have changed or is it the same brand?
Brands तो multiple हैं. So
जो मिलता है.
जो मिलता है.
जो मिलता है. Beggars can't be choosers.
So last time you told me that you said I love you to the cigarette. So the vibration of the cigarette has changed. And now the vibration is that it will make me feel better because I love it. Okay.
So that after our last call, I've been saying that to each and every cigarette that I have.
Yeah.
So that could be.
That is what they showed me that it is no longer a cigarette anymore. Okay. It has changed. It's a vibration. Like for example, if I try to imagine you smoking, I cannot see the cigarette. Like there is no cigarette. There is only pink light all around you. So I think the vibration has changed of that cigarette. Because if normally I close my eyes and I imagine somebody having a cigarette, I will see this thing. So I'm just seeing the white color, this thing, but it doesn't look like cigarette. It has purple, blue, and pink colors around it.
चलो ठीक है.
Yeah.
थोड़ा boring सा answer है.
What kind of answer you wanted?
Actually, something mind blowing. I recently found out that no one has ever measured the speed of light 1905 से same ही because they've measured the speed of light in two directions. Like वापस आता है तो calculate करते हैं. They can't synchronize the clocks because it changes. So ऐसा कुछ interesting like mind blowing.
For this there is no other answer for right now. So yeah.
वैसे इसके questions ज़्यादा interesting थे तो
let's move on to this.
So
yes, Shrishti.
My questions are sort of like quarter life crisis-y, like a little. So like I am after speaking to you, it's not like it's been my first experience where I have like I don't know if Pritish has mentioned, my mommy does Reiki. So my mama took 20 minutes of Reiki yesterday, and I am overall, if you would ask me how I am as a person, I am mostly sad. Like most parts of my day or life in these last 26 years, I can totally say in whatever I can say very nicely, I've been sad. Yes. I just want to understand, sometimes, like you said, sadness becomes anger, and then you're angry at everything because you've been trying to do everything right. I read the Bible a lot, and I'm used to be extremely religious, and I'll be honest, I've started questioning God. I started questioning the idea of why are good people going through bad things all the time. And I really can't wrap my head around the same thing, except for one verse from the Bible, which is Corinthians 12:10. It's basically, the gist of it is that God gives you the amount you can take. Like God will give you only because he knows that you can take this much. And when you are at your weakest or when you are the saddest, that's when he's doing the most work with you. He's with you at that point. So I have literally lived my life thinking this ki, I can take it, so I'm getting all of this sadness. I can take it, so these bad things are happening to me. But like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to take so much of sadness, or I don't want to be dealing with all of this. Another concept was, which one of these people only told me, was that every person's life is a testimonial. मेरे साथ जो हुआ है या होता है वो पूरी दुनिया के साथ नहीं होगा. तो maybe whatever my experiences are, I can share it with the world, and maybe it will do some good to someone, right? Because everybody cannot go through everything. But at what cost? Because I have started questioning. I don't pray anymore, and I used to. I used to wake up and I used to write a note to God saying, "Thank you, God," or "God, I'm sad. I really, really need you to help me today." I used to do that a lot, but I stopped. Even though the church songs that I listen to, sometimes I do when Pritish is only around, they make me feel really, really at peace. But I'm getting angrier, and I'm not understanding why and when things will become easy. Like, are these just a bunch of like religion, the Bible, Jesus, or even meditating, or like you said, angels, which I also want to understand a little more about. But are these just like excuses or like getaways that we are all trying to find for ourselves to just like make ourselves feel better? Are like, is it just like, जैसे बच्चे को lollipop देके कुछ अच्छे
Yeah,
सिखा दो,
feel good things.
feel good things, yeah? Or does this actually work? Like, what, because it works, but it feels very temporary to me, and it feels like, what is the point of all of this when you're again going to just get in that same loop and rut of feeling like sad? And I don't understand, like, I'm basically questioning the entire process of like anything that makes you feel better.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
There are so many questions in this one question.
That's my problem.
Like I can write an entire book on this.
That's my problem. Pritesh also has the same problem with me. Yeah.
But I will try to, start very simple. Okay. 1 minute. Close WhatsApp, वरना पीछे से ping आएगा. Okay. Wait, I will let them only answer. Sit in my usual channeling place. Okay.
This is my second question is also related to that only.
Okay. Let us start with the biggest question of all. Who is God?
Yeah.
Yes. Because if we don't understand that, then we cannot move further. So it is very important to agree on definitions. Okay.
Yeah.
Then only we can move forward.
Yeah.
The word, because God means something else to me and God means something else to you. And then we keep explaining to each other, it won't make any sense.
Absolutely.
So let us start with the biggest question. Who is God? So I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. And I don't want you to take this story as truth. Okay. But I want you to sit straight. Okay. Wonderful. And when I am telling you this story, I want you to close your eyes and listen to the story and see if it resonates true to you. If it feels that, yeah, what she's saying is the right thing. Because that is the ideal way to test if something is truth or not. Does it resonate with my inner voice? Isn't it? So I'll keep my spine straight. Yes. And as I dictate the story, you will just observe what is happening in your heart. What is the inner voice saying? In the beginning, there was nothing. It was all emptiness. Think of it as a dark, big void. There is nothing. But in this nothing, it doesn't mean that because the word no thing, nothing, is still asking you to imagine something which doesn't exist. And your mind cannot imagine something which doesn't exist. But still, the closest idea to nothing would be a vast, empty space of nothingness. Now look at this nothingness. Is there any end to it? Is there any beginning? Is it born or will it die ever? Let's call this Shunya, zero. The Shunya is a vast expanse of consciousness. It is not a thing. It is consciousness. But there is suddenly a desire from this nothingness, a desire to know what it is. It is just nothingness. And it doesn't know what it is. Because there is no other thing to compare itself to. So from Shunya, a split happened. It became two. Because you can compare when there are two things. If there is only one thing, you cannot compare. You cannot know who you are without comparing yourself to something else. So the Shunya split into darkness and light. You can think of it as positive and negative, yin and yang, Purush or Prakriti, Shiv or Shakti. People have given different names to it. But at the basic level, it is just the split of the consciousness. In this split, one consciousness is very silent and one is very active. It is directly opposite, but complementary. Without one, the other cannot exist. It's like day and night. Without day, there is no night. Without night, there is no day. Without positive, there is no negative. Completely opposite, but complementary. Now these two things started mixing with each other in various proportions. When it was complete white and very little darkness, it is called Sat, truth. When there is equal amount of light and darkness, it is called Raj. And then there is complete darkness and very little light, called Tam. Now these are still consciousness. These are not things. You cannot touch, taste, smell these things. This is just pure consciousness, pure light and pure darkness, pure light and pure darkness in different various proportions. So subtle. But they are conscious. They can do things, they can change things. Now they started mixing with each other in various proportions. Little bit Sat, little bit tam, little bit raj, in various proportions. And they started forming different elements. When there was a lot of sat, but very little raj and tam, it became akash. Little bit less sat, more raj, less tam, became air, vayu. And so on, they started making the next element, fire, water, and earth. A lot of tam, very heavy. Think of it as various, the density is increasing. Observe that Akash is very subtle, very light. Vayu is little bit heavier. Fire is heavier than Vayu. And water is heavier than fire. And earth is very heavy, the heaviest. The solidity. The element earth represents solidity. And when solid things started coming in the universe, they started making various, and it is coming from the desire of the consciousness itself to be expansive. All of this is happening because every single element here is full of consciousness. It is independently desiring things. And now the whole universe started being formed. But the elements are not very conscious of themselves. That I am earth, I am water, I am fire. They are not self aware. When the universes were formed, there were certain consciousnesses that were assigned this job of making a universe, to make galaxies. Because to make anything, you need intention. And who is intending? If there is no one who intends, then how can something come and manifest? So it's not like this process is happening on its own. It is all consciously done. The desire, the first desire was a conscious desire. The split was conscious. The mixing of elements was conscious. And now everything in the physical universe is formed using the five elements with the intention of the subtle elements. The subtle elements are Kal, Disha, Man, Atma, and Tam. Kal, time. Disha, direction. Man, the emotion. Atma, soul. And Tam, the ultimate void from where everything has come. So all of these, the physical elements and the metaphysical elements, they combine in various proportions consciously to make universes, galaxies. And as the evolution happened, the consciousness wanted to experience all that there could be, all potentials exist. So the consciousness wanted to experience itself as a worm, as a tree, as a cat, as a dog. How many variants are possible? Those many variants. Consciousness wants to experience itself as that. But it is all the same consciousness. Because there was only one. And it is all tied back. But when I want to experience myself as a worm, I have to forget that I am the void. I am Shunya, that I have come from Shunya. Because if I still remember that I am Shunya, I will not experience my life as a worm. For example, when you're playing a video game, for the moment you should forget that you are a daughter, a friend. You become a warrior in a game. You have to forget your other identities and play the role of a warrior. But when you come back, when the game is over, when the illusion is gone, when you awaken, then you come back to your reality and say, oh, that game was good. Even if you were killed in the game, I enjoyed that game. So no matter what is happening in this reality, in this Maya, in this illusion, you enjoy it. Your soul really enjoys it. Because soul is just experiencing life as Shrishti. It is not Shrishti. Not at all. And it is enjoying this game as well. Even if Shrishti, the character, is getting hurt, the soul is enjoying. But because sometimes what happens, for example, you are watching a movie and you get attached to a character. And if the character is hurt in the movie, you start crying. This is what is happening. The soul is getting too attached and too involved in the game that when the character is getting punched inside an illusion, it feels the pain sitting on the chair playing the game. Okay. So you are able to get whatever was picturized, whatever visualization was given to you.
Yeah.
And you were able to check with your heart.
Yes, I think so. I'm not sure how one can tell right now, but yes, a lot makes sense.
It is making sense. That is what. Yeah.
It's making sense.
Yeah.
When it doesn't, then you would have heard a voice saying, no, 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 she's wrong. That's not. And that is also a relatable experience, right? You must have thought this like this in some cases. Whenever someone talks shit about feminism, for example, you would say, no, 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 I don't agree.
Yeah.
That's the voice of the heart saying, no, I don't agree with this.
No, I do mostly. I do have like a few questions, but yeah, it makes total sense.
Till now, there is a lot more coming. Till now, it makes sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it doesn't make sense, or if something confuses you, you stop me and ask me the question in between. Okay. But till then, if it is making sense, keep going with it. And initially, when we are trying to understand something, you have to be completely open to everything, receive everything like a sponge.
Yeah.
And later when you feel ki, oh, this is not good for me, squeeze the sponge, take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the moment when we are trying to open our minds, just be a sponge.
Correct.
Yes. So where was I?
The soul's getting too attached.
Yes. Okay. So I'll go back to that. Yes. Yes. So the person who is playing the game, suppose you are a warrior in the game, and see yourself being the best warrior in that game. You are killing people left, right, and center. You're winning all the reward points. Feeling so good about yourself. Now I want you to really carefully pay attention to this. When the character in the game is winning, is doing something good, who feels wonderful? Does the character feel anything? Or do you feel something? It increases your dopamine, serotonin levels. You start smiling. You start feeling powerful, even though none of this is real. Think about it. The game is completely false, but the emotions are 100% true. Isn't it? So we cannot say that the world is illusion and I will not feel anything. Even though it is an illusion, the feeling is 100% real.
Yeah.
But once you realize, when you realize that you are playing a game, that you are in a game, then you can start to detach. Day by day, you can start becoming more aware. This is just a game. Shrishti's body is just doing this. Shrishti's body is reacting like this. This character is moving in this way. This character has the desire to do this. Now I will tell you how the game of life is slightly different from a computer game. So the game of life is designed in such a way that the character which the soul decides to interact with and watch, the character is still the character can still move away from the desire of the soul. For example, if I am working with the character in a game which is a warrior, now the soul wants to play a certain way. It wants to be a warrior, it wants to kill, it wants to get reward points. But what happens during the game, this character starts to, when it kills somebody, okay, it starts to feel bad. The character starts feeling bad because the character has its own consciousness. Because nothing is without consciousness. In the game of life, everything has consciousness. So now if the soul is telling that character that listen to me, I want to play the game of being a warrior, and for that you need to let go of this. For example, how Krishna told Arjuna that your duty, your karma, the sole purpose of your life is to kill your teacher. however wrong it may seem, but this is what you need to do. This is the duty, because the soul has already decided. And if you don't do it, then the soul will be like, this game was wasted. Now I need to play another game, second time, third time, to make the character work for me. So now what we have to do is start listening to the soul. What do you want? Why did I take birth? Why did I come here? What is my purpose? And when you start walking in that direction, my God, the support that you get from not only the power of the soul behind you, because the soul is like right on the computer and it's like so much engaged ki, yes, now we are doing the right thing, let's go, let's do. So much power comes from within the soul. You don't get hungry, you don't get thirsty, the desires of the body just suddenly vanish. And that is the reason that I can teach for 10 hours without food, water, and continuously, because my soul is a teacher. My soul's purpose is to teach. And this is what the new generation scientists are calling the flow state. That you are in flow when you are doing something that you really love. You are in flow state because the soul is right in the game, so involved, 100% there. But if you are doing something which is against the soul plan, which the soul is not at all decided to do, you know what will happen? Slowly, all the forces, all the prana in your body, all the energy in your body will start dissipating. You will start feeling weak. All the lower emotions will take over: sadness, guilt, shame, anger. You will feel so much pain in the body because the soul has withdrawing its consciousness. It's like मुझे तो खेलना ही नहीं है ये, इसको जो करना है करने दो. And because there is no force behind you, you feel powerless. So there is a practice called soul retrieval in shamanic wisdom. Shamans, they call the soul back. They say ki, sorry, we got lost in this game and we are not doing what you asked us to do. So I am going to again listen to you and work for you, because that is the true self. That is who you are. And I always give this example that when I was playing the game, Eleanor, and my mother will shout from behind, "Khana, khana taiyar hai, khana kha lo." I can swear to God, I never heard her. But I will come and say, "Ye, mama, khana nahi mil raha abhi tak. You're not giving me food." And mom will say, "How many times I called you?" So when you are too involved in this game, you cannot hear your angels, your spirit guides, your real family members. You get too involved. What is that character doing? Why that character is doing like this? Why this character is doing like this? Start getting involved in this game too much and get disconnected from your own family members. The streams of consciousness that are playing the games with you, those are your family members. That have decided to help you while you play the game. They sit next to you and say, give you advice that we can play this game this way and we will learn this lesson from this particular chapter. We can't hear them if we are too into the game. We have to come out of the game, little bit detached, so that we can still hear them. And this is what the meditation practices do to us. It makes us more aware that we are not this body. the first thing that happens when you start sitting in meditation, that you lose the awareness of the body and you gain the awareness of the spirit. So your first disconnection with the character happens. That, oh, and when the awareness comes back to the body, then you'll be like, oh, I have pain in my right thigh because I was sitting for so long. But while I was in meditation, I didn't have that awareness that pain is there, because I was talking to my spirit guides left, right, and center. I was not involved in the game. I was not connected to the character. And the moment I focused on the character, all the pain of the character came to me. So, our job of playing this game is to be the observer of the game. Yes, I will allow the character to move in certain ways, help the character to move in certain ways, but I will also keep a detached attitude and watch whatever is happening and learn at the same time from whatever is happening. And this is called mindfulness. That I am mindful of what the character is feeling, what the soul is feeling, what my angels are telling, how everything is happening around me. That I am aware of all the things that are happening. I'm not too involved in one particular thing so much that I lose touch. So people confuse mindfulness to concentration. It's absolutely not concentrating. It's about sitting still and observing everything that is happening while you are doing an activity. When I am cooking, I'm aware how my body is feeling, what emotions are coming, what thoughts are coming, how the energies are moving around me, what is happening in the food. Is the food happy? What is happening at a distance? What is happening with my husband when he's sitting and watching TV while I am cooking? What is happening all around me? Being aware of the entirety of the game and the entirety of the person who is playing the game. This is mindfulness. This is what the real masters like Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Lahiri Messiah, Babaji, Paramahansa Yogananda, they were able to reach to those levels where they were aware of what the mother is feeling right now. If the mother becomes sick, this person knows without a telegram, my mother is sick, I need to leave. Because they are aware of the entirety of the game. Wonderful. Now I will ask you a question. And the first answer you get, you just speak it. Let's see what comes up. So tell me now, in this process of the person who is playing the game, is that person having freedom of choice? Yes or no?
No.
No? The person who is playing the game, can he not choose whatever game he's playing? Can he not choose the character that he wants to play the games with?
Yes, can, but doesn't feel like it.
because the because the character, because the soul, the person who is playing the game doesn't really know that he or she is playing the game. It feels that someone else is making me play this game.
Yeah.
That I am being forced to play this game. Because the game becomes difficult at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then when the levels become hard, you're like, I don't want to play this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So now you have the choice to quit the game in between, choose a different game that you will experience as death. You understand?
Yeah.
And that choice you have. But more often than not, the soul really wants to play the hard levels, because who wants to play an easy game? It's boring after a point. If I give you a choice, you want to play easy level, medium level, hard level. If you are a very good player, you will choose the hardest level. So, Shrishti, understand this, that the level of hardness in your life also tells you that you are an experienced player, that you have played these games many, many times. And that is why, as love angels, as earth angels, we don't choose easy levels. We choose the hardest ones. It's more fun. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
Because when the character is getting beat up in the game,
Yeah, the character is not detaching.
yes, you are not detaching from it and enjoying with your partner कि हे तूने मुझे मारा कितना funny था ना. So because once you understand this, that you and the person who is abusing you in the game, the actual player is your friend, that you decided that let's go, let's play this game together. Okay, you be the policeman, I will be the chore. You try to catch me. In this process, when the characters are beating each other up, you are not laughing, because you become the character.
Yeah.
You don't become the person who is playing the game.
Yeah.
And to detach, Shrishti, is very easy. All you need to do is daily sit and be aware. Be aware of who you are. Find out where you are, the essence that you call you. Where is it? Is it in your bloodstream? Is it in your body? Is it in your heart? Do you think that the physical component and the chambers of the heart is storing something called a soul inside it? Is it in the body? Do you think that your soul, which is so huge, vast, the consciousness pool, can just exist inside a chamber of a physical thing? And if it is not in the body, then why do you keep saying this is my body? And when the body gets hit, why do you say that I am having pain? Shrishti's body is getting beat up. Shrishti's body is in pain. Shrishti's emotions are hurt, but these are not yours. You can very well easily decide to play a different game and choose a different character. That free will is there. But you are an experienced player, Shrishti. So you will try to finish this game and get all the reward points. So now what you have to do? And another thing that you asked is, God gives somebody the amount that they can take. But in this version of the universe that I have been describing, is there a separate entity called God and a separate entity called the soul? Or are they still connected? Is it the same? Isn't it the same consciousness expressing itself differently?
Yeah.
It is all the same. The wave and the ocean are same. It is all water. But the wave for 8 seconds, it experiences life as a wave. And you, Shrishti, for 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, you will experience life differently from the ocean.
Yeah.
But you are also the ocean.
Yeah.
There is no separate consciousness. So, how can the ocean punish or test a wave? And why will the ocean do that? Doesn't the ocean love the wave? Because wave is part of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But for 8 seconds, Shrishti, when the wave forgets that it is the ocean and it tries to rise up high in the sky, for those few seconds, when it forgets that it is part of a bigger consciousness, there is a sense of loneliness. Because it forgets. So with meditation, what we do is we rebuild this awareness that even the drop of a ocean remembers that it is ocean.
Mm.
So that we never forget when people are shouting and screaming at us, when they're saying criticism to us, we look inside their soul and we say, are you enjoying this?
Okay.
And why is it happening? Why is this character hurting this character? And when this is happening, am I aware of how this is affecting the body? How is it affecting the emotions? How is it affecting the thought patterns? How is it affecting the energy body? What it is doing around me? And what are my angels saying about all this?
Mm.
But we don't do all this. We are not conscious when somebody is hailing criticism to the body.
Mm.
We react. How dare you say this to me? How dare can you say this? Even if we don't shout back at them, mentally we are cursing them.
Yeah. Or feeling bad or sad or
Bad or sad or getting affected by it.
crying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why? Because when they hail something criticism at us, those are physical objects. If you become energy sensitive, you can see them as energy balls coming and hitting you at your
Yeah.
heart, and then they go and settle in your solar plexus, and it becomes like a bad black liquid in your stomach.
Yeah.
It keeps getting, every time somebody says that, the character keeps absorbing it.
Yeah.
Okay, you must have seen that in the games. When somebody hits you, your health level goes down.
Goes down.
That is what is happening to us.
Yeah.
The character's health level is going down.
Yeah.
So but we can, there is something called a magic potion. They drink magic potion and get back.
Yes.
Yes. So I am teaching you the magic potion now.
Yeah.
It is simply that you be aware when the person says something, instead of shouting back at them or instead of crying about it, you just go inside the body and throw that thing out. You see, where did it go? Okay, it went into the solar plexus left side. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, I'm going to breathe it out. Be aware that it is in your solar plexus. Expand your stomach and forcefully, as if you are vomiting out something. Forcefully vomit it out. This is the magic potion.
Got it.
The breath. The breath is your magic potion, Shrishti. So then the health level comes back up, full green. But then the next person hits you. Punch, 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 punch. Again, health gone down. Again, magic potion. After a while, Shrishti, you will realize that it works. But
Yeah.
how do I protect myself so that it doesn't affect me?
Yeah.
You become intelligent and smart, and you start asking questions. How do I make myself so strong that even if the person is saying this, it doesn't affect me?
Yeah.
It passes back or reflects back.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to teach you the second magic potion. The second magic potion is even more powerful. All you need to do, Shrishti, is sit inside a purple bubble with a silver lining. Daily, when you get up, imagine that you are inside this purple bubble with a silver lining. And this sphere of silver line reflects anything which is not good for you. It feels like a punch. So their punch will come as energy balls, they will hit the silver ball, but it will get destroyed or reflected back. And you will look at that person and say, you will laugh at it.
Yeah.
The level of damage that it was supposed to do to you was maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this time it is just one and very slight.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and it goes away.
Yeah.
So you are the God that is playing and experiencing life as a character, playing this game. So there is no other person who is going to give you tests or punish you or judge you, because the wave is loved deeply by the ocean.
So then why?
Do you like to watch movies, Shrishti?
Yeah.
And do you always choose the happy, feel good ones? Or sometimes you like to watch something with a thriller?
No, I like sometimes feeling like I watch movies that make me like I know that I romanticize a little bit with the sadness that I have because it feels real.
So your soul decided to watch a sad movie.
Yeah.
You can't punish your soul for it. You can't say that you are bad for watching a sad movie. I will not say that to you. I will just look at you and say, oh, you enjoy sad movies.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is your choice, Shrishti. Right this moment, make a choice that I will no longer watch sad movies. I leave this discs of sad movies and I throw it in the dustbin, and I get and buy new movies, the
Yeah.
happy ones, the exciting ones, the adventurous, the magic ones. I
Yeah.
will, I will see the witchcraft movies. I will see that I snap my fingers and the world becomes brighter.
Yeah.
I want those type of movies,
Yeah.
and it is a choice. And you collectively decide with your partners who are playing the games with you. All okay? Shall we watch the next movie? Shall we play a different game?
Yeah.
Look around with your tribe members. Look at
Yeah.
your guardian angels and say, I want to change this game. Can I do that? Is that
Yeah.
fine?
Yeah.
Will that be good for me? And the guardian angels will say yes or no. And you will realize, okay, they most of the times leave it up to you, whatever you say. So once all of you are in agreement, then you can pick up and choose a new movie.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, so this is something we call breaking the old soul contracts and making new ones.
Okay.
And we can do that very easily. Life changes, things start happening automatically. Recently, I did it for somebody. They are filing divorce papers right now. When we broke the soul contract, things started happening on its own, that it manifested in the reality. So it keeps happening. For another lady, the mother-in-law was very harsh to her, and we broke those soul contracts. And now she is sweet and nice. It takes time, but eventually it changes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think a lot of things got covered.
Yeah, a lot did. My second, third question also.
Yes.
Yeah, did. But it doesn't sound easy. Like,
Till the moment you think that someone else is controlling your game, it will be difficult. But when you take the reins in your hand and you sit on the laptop and say, I will drive this, okay, it becomes very easy.
I'm a little scared about that. Like, I think that is the second thing. Uh, because, like you said, when I asked those questions, that there's so many in one, my thoughts are mostly scattered a lot. But I know what I'm saying in my head, but then they come out as extremely scattered thoughts. And I feel like I'm all over the place a lot of times.
Mm.
And I like you talked about self-awareness. I'm extremely self-aware. Now I don't know what the comparison chart is to who in comparison to who I'm extremely self-aware, but I know that I am. Like, if I've um in a very basic sense, if I say something that is weird or like something that is inappropriate in a group of people, I get to know in 3 seconds and I'll rectify it. I am very self-aware in the terms of what are the things that bother me and what my triggers are and what you can say to me and what you can't say to me. I And therapy has helped me a lot to do that. But I think it's becoming a little bit of a burden because I also understand that I have confidence issues. I don't trust myself with my own decisions. I need a second opinion or a third opinion, m- mostly because how do I know I am right? And I get scared when I see other people who have hurt me or my mother in ways, and I see their confidence and how confidently they just say things and do things, and without realizing what their actions and words can do or say to people or the consequences of what it can be. It baffles me, like the confidence and guts of people when they are living in a bubble or are not as self-aware, and I'm too self-aware. So I get really scared in my own decision making, like when you right now said taking charge of your own thing. I don't know what that means, and it scares me because I don't think I am capable. Like, I'm not a doctor, so if I will need any help in terms of medical stuff, I will go to a doctor if I need any. But when it comes to me, I know that I'm the person who knows myself the best, but how do I know whatever I'm thinking about is right or wrong? Because a murderer tells themselves a story and sleeps in the night very nicely, even when they're committing a murder. So, like, what if all the stories I'm telling myself or whatever I'm doing to myself is like wrong and not right? So, how do you, because like all the people around me, including my brother, including like this boy, Pritish knows, like I had like sort of like a situation with, they are so confident and they say all these wrong things with all of this confidence that they have. And I know that they're sleeping in peace thinking that whatever they've done is right. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to live in a bubble that I've made for myself and I'm just doing things that are not, like, basically I have trust issues with myself. Does that make sense?
So there are two things from your conversation, that
Yeah.
in your world there are things that are right and there are things that are wrong.
Yes.
In that world you will suffer
Yeah.
because that world is based on judgment.
Yes.
And in reality there is no judgment. In the version of the story that I was telling you, every game that a person chooses to play is valid. Everybody has free will to play a horrible game, a very ugly violent game, or a very sweet sounding architectural game, and we don't judge those people, isn't it?
Okay. I
There is
do.
There is no judgment.
Mm.
There is no judgment. There is no right. There is no wrong. Even if even for example, I will tell you, Shrishti, I'll give you a very difficult example. So you know that in Hyderabad one week, okay, in Hyderabad, there was this rape case of a girl, right? And I think 4 or 5 boys were involved in that. You're aware of that?
Yeah.
And it affected and triggered a lot of people. And this time it triggered men. Uh, Men started posting in social media and stuff. So I thought, okay, let me, because it came to me. I don't hear news and I don't read newspapers. So, so then somebody told me, and I felt bad for the girl. And I sat down and I thought I'll send her Reiki. Okay, I'll send her uh, through the spirit, to the soul who was playing the game, because the effect of that might be, after effect of that might be on the soul. I thought, okay. And to the character that was playing the game, because it is a conscious character, to the body, mind, emotions, and energy, which will stay here on planet, and it is destroyed very slowly. So to that, I will send healing. So I sat down, I closed my eyes, and immediately I have a vision. I have a vision of laughter. There are 5 people, 4 guys and 1 girl, and they're laughing. They're like, "Kitna maza aaya na? Kitna maza aaya na? Kitna maza aaya?" I'm like, what are they doing? And I looked very closely, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And what I heard from them was that they were talking within themselves. That, see how much it triggered people. See what we did. We created a wave. They were all sleeping in their slumbers. They were all accepting it as okay, that it's okay that if rape happens in this society. So now, in this game, collective game that we are playing as humanity, we have decided that this is not going to happen. This is not acceptable. This game no one will play. Okay. We sometimes we shout at our friends, no, stop playing this violent game, this is not okay. So this is collectively what they did. Okay, they started triggering us inside the game, so that the players who are playing the game, they become conscious, and they're like, okay, we will not play this type of game anymore. Okay, so so I was supposed to send her healing, but after seeing this, I'm like, what am I doing? There is no need for healing. So I got up and I started doing my other jobs. And every time somebody will come to me about this case, talk about this case, I will laugh inside, no, because they have a completely different, and of course, it is triggering them, and that is what they wanted, isn't it? So I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, it's very bad, yeah, it should not have happened, yeah, true. but deep down, I know the truth, that neither the girl was in pain, or neither the boys were bad people. Okay, they're all wonderful.
But
So
how is that, like, how do you separate the act from the people who sort of like were involved? Because I am angry, and if you will talk to my mom, the most important thing for me, I understand there is a lot of gray area, and I completely respect that in a lot of ways in my personal life and stuff. But there has to be some sort of right or wrong, because then what's the point of anything? What's the point of a person trying to be there for people? What's the point of, like, the way I have been brought up, or the Bible that I've read? What is the point of good being good then, at all?
there is no
Because
point. There is no point.
yeah,
We
because
are all collectively dreaming, and we have the choice to dream anything. Yes, uh, as we are collectively making this game and playing this game, there are certain things that we are realizing that it's not serving us to play this game.
yeah,
No issues. So the soul is realizing, the person who is playing the game is realizing that these type of games are not serving us, and certain other types of games are serving us more. They're helping my soul, they're making me more aware. As a wave, I am becoming more aware that I am the divine consciousness. So from the source we have come down and become a tiny drop. Okay, now in that tiny drop also, if the awareness comes that I am the ocean, this is what is the purpose. Okay, so whatever helps me do that, that is good for me. So the idea of good is a very personal experience. What is good for you may be bad for me.
Yeah.
So for Arjun, who killed the teachers, his own teachers, which is considered as the biggest sin,
Yeah.
even the God himself is telling him that you are supposed to kill another man.
Yeah.
So why would the God say such a thing?
Yeah.
On the opening chapter of Bhagavad Gita, because uh, that is what God was trying to say, that there is no right and wrong. Okay, the only right is if I'm aligned with my soul's purpose. Okay, good. If I'm not aligned with the soul purpose, bad. If a person has come here to experience the life of a serial killer, and this person starts becoming a saint, that is wrong.
Okay.
For that person it is wrong, for the soul it is wrong, because the soul decided I will play the game of the serial killer.
Okay.
And then the character decides to go in a different direction, then the soul is like, I'll have to take again, I have to play this game again now. Then in rebirth mein again soul serial killer.
Yeah.
So this keeps happening. After every game, when the game ends, your guardian angels, your real family members, they will come to you and they will be like, what did you learn from this game? Do you really want to play this game? Don't you want to play another game? And then they will discuss things with you, and the after effect of the game, the trauma from the game sometimes remains, so a healing also happens.
That makes sense.
And sometimes when the healing doesn't happen and somebody jumps right back into the game, they bring all that trauma, and that is what past life regression is trying to remove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there is a lot of information that came, and I think
Yeah.
too much हो जाएगा आज के लिए. We should end this today. If you have any more.
No, I would like to hear it again though. So if you can also share the recording.
Yeah, I think I'll do that because it
Yeah.
will, because it is first time में अंदर नहीं जाता है, एक layer तक जाता है, फिर दूसरा layer, तीसरा, there is so much deep, इसका depth बहुत है.
No, and I have a problem with, which was another thing, when you were giving me the guided meditation the last time also, I was telling Pritish, it gets hard for me to I imagine, visualize a lot of things. It's my personal barrier. I need to focus and really focus to
Visualize.
see like the light going. Yeah, feel कर पाती हूँ पर visualize नहीं हो पाता है,
It
which
doesn't
I
matter.
think is a problem. I don't like that.
नहीं, इसमें problem नहीं है. My husband also never used to visualize. For the first year when I was guiding him through meditations, he could not visualize anything. He says, you say light देखो, ये देखो, मेरे को कुछ नहीं दिखता है. ठीक है? So I said, don't worry. Even if you see it, and if you don't see it, the light will come. Okay, you will start to feel good. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you are able to visualize or not. But now, after 1 year of guiding him, he is giving me visions. He closes, when I am sick, I go to him, Shivam, why is this happening to me? It's related to some other person, I think. Please touch and see me. So he will keep his hand on my heart chakra, and he'll close his eyes, and he will say, I think this person is needing this help. You go and talk to. I am seeing this vision. So now he's able to do it. And for
Yeah.
for the longest time he said, I'm not a visual person. I'm not a visual person.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand sometimes.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just that some people are more visually, receptive. Some people are more physically receptive. Like the physical sensations in the body are more easily available to them. So
Yeah.
everybody has a different, but everybody is capable of tapping into everything. It is only a matter of time and attention. थोड़ा
Yeah.
बहुत वो अपने आप होता है. You don't have to work at it. It will come to you.
Yeah.
Just keep doing the meditations and just feel how it makes you feel. That's
Yeah.
it. How does it make me feel? So
That sounds
that's it.
that sounds like a plan.
Yeah. ठीक
Sounds
है.
done and done.